What's up, guys? Joshua Little here with Bearded Beast Fishing, and today I wanted to share a little tip of something that I like to do with my jigs whenever I go jig fishing. Stay tuned. All right, guys. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about something that I like to do with my jigs, and this is for the most part all of my jigs, but this is just something that I like to do to the jig itself. Some people may do it already, some may not. If you fish a jig and you're not having very good success, this is something that I would say that you could do that would probably help with the jig bite. I think it adds a little bit more to the presence of the jig. It changes it up a little bit, and I know there's other jigs out there that are like that, but I think the movement in the water is actually what helps you get that bite. So what I've got here is a Chattahoochee Jigs. This is one of my go-to. It is a 3/8 ounce, but it's a ball head jig. And one of the things when you pull out a jig and you look at it, you're gonna notice that everything's straight down, just like this. It's your normal jig. It's got some good movement to it, something you're normally gonna fish. Now, something that I personally like to do is I will take the jig and the top half of the skirt material. You take that top half, just like that, where you can actually see the entire skirt itself at the bottom and the top where it's been created. I will take the top section, this section here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut every bit of that off. And it's not every single square inch, but you'll see as soon as I cut it, right here is the head. We'll cut it just like that. Now, all those are not exactly the same length. You've got a little bit of different length to them. If you want to trim them up to make them match, you can. And I know a lot of guys are like, well, that's just a finesse jig. Well, yes and no. You're still gonna have the same hook size. You've still got the same style body in a sense as like a standard jig. You've got the same weight, but what you've got now is you've got a little bit more on top. So if you'll notice, just a slight bit of movement will cause that to sit there and move a lot. The reason I like doing this with all my jigs is I feel like that in itself can change the bite tremendously when you're fishing a jig. They're gonna see the normal presence like any other time whenever you throw a jig. All the skirt materials at the bottom. You will get some movement on the bottom side of the jig. You've got your trailer that you toss on there. But I feel like with a crawl, you've got its antennas up at the front. You, like with any other crawl, you've got different movement, something that'll kind of irritate the fish maybe, or something that'll attract the fish itself. So that right there is something that I like to do. I like to do it with all my jigs. If it were something where you're just starting to throw a jig and you've got so many choices of jigs to choose from, I would definitely say base it off of what you're gonna be fishing. If you know you're gonna be fishing a lot of rocks and you've got a different jig head that you wanna throw, you can definitely do that. It does not have to be just a ball head jig. I like to throw these in wood cover. But for me, this is probably my go-to. Good natural colors, don't go anything crazy. Keep it basic, keep it simple. So thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you next time.